has a back pain workshop on um, for 2 hours, but I think it's like $50.
You all set, Mikkel? Okay. Morning, Zoom. Happy New Year. As always, if there's anything you want to share with me, put in the chat. Otherwise, I trust you to take care of yourself, yeah? Mm. Feels like we're already in it over here. Let's just stay, yeah? As we sit for a few minutes and settle, and get collected and connected. Maybe actively gathering your energy, your attention. That might be easier said than done. The mind still wants to time travel, or it's still telling stories, and instead of fighting it, just maybe let it roll without your engagement. And then when it feels appropriate, maybe you gather that attention to. Back from the future, forward from the past, into this new year. Midnight on December 31st isn't inherently magical. You can make it magic, I guess. You could start again and again and again. Each day, an opportunity to be new, to be fresh, to be focused, to be present. Insert your own word here. And the year might have changed, but the benefit of community hasn't. Being able to share space, walk paths with others, moving in the same direction. You might call it something different, but we're all heading to the same place. That place where there are no others. Maybe we can keep calling it home. And if you like, you can bring your hands together, thumb center of the chest. An opportunity here to reset or set again and again. Your focus, your aim, your goal, your intention. And of course, you could frame all that as prayer. Turn to Goddess or God or Spirit, and you pray your own way. It's all welcome here. All of you is welcome here. Take a moment to acknowledge the blessing that is this good company that we're in. And then we lean into this work with the sound of 3 ohms. Exhale completely, go all the way to empty. We take a unified breath, a full breath in together, and a complete breath in. And then if you're inclined, 3 ohms, inhale. Om. All that settles. You can float in it as long as you like. You'll release the hands eventually for our Kapalabhati practice. So reset the seat if you need. Okay. Tissues close by if you think you might need Kapalabhati. Are you familiar? Okay. Um, so Kapalabhati translates as shining skull. This is the advanced practice, the shaped head. Looks like a breath practice, but it's a cleansing technique. Sharp, active exhales out the nose, snapping the belly to the spine. And then you let the belly go, and the breath gets drawn in passively. So it looks, sounds like, right? So a series of them, right? It's not a full body rock. Is there anything going on in the belly? Any heart conditions? Any pressure stuff in the head? You want to skip it? Just sit and breathe. If it becomes too much, just let it go. 3 rounds, 54 exhales. I'm not going to count out loud. Count in your head, or just stop when I stop. Deal? Okay. Foundation steady again. Grounded, balanced, centered. Maybe just a few free breaths here. Exhale completely, go all the way to empty. There you go. Easy breath in. Smooth breath out. And then one more like that. Just long, smooth, easy breath. First round, when you're ready, Inhale to begin. Last breath all the way out. Maybe the breath stays out for a few beats or longer. Otherwise, a few easy breaths right here. You can shift and roll and reset as you need. And exhale completely. One more free breath here. All the way in. All the way out. If you're inclined, second round, when you're ready, inhale. Bond as if you got them. Otherwise, a few easy breaths here. As much or as little movement as required. Exhaling completely every time. Resetting for the third round. One more free breath here, all the way in. And all the way out. If you're inclined, third round, inhale. All the way out. Again, just staying with the breath out. That's at all comfortable. All right, floating in all that for maybe a few beats. And then when you're ready, again, shifting and rolling if you need. Otherwise, zoom as I hit play on the playlist in like 3, 2, 1. You're turning to your Ujjayi breathing. I'm going to invite you to sit here for a couple minutes and just keep cultivating these long, smooth, deep breaths. If you're ready to move, when you're ready to move, you need to move. You're welcome to. Otherwise, maybe a handful or even a dozen deep Ujjayi breaths, right? Maybe focusing on the length and depth and texture of the inhale, the exhale. Longer, deeper, smoother is an effort we carry throughout without strain, without stress. And then before you move too much, if you haven't yet, just consider the spaces in between, right? Next time you get to full, just float for a beat or two or three. And the same at empty, right? Exhale completely, and then exhale more. And then just coast through that deep, quiet stillness for a beat or two or three. The intention is to be grounded, balanced, and centered, and then whatever else you called it, call it again and again. As long as you need the framework and the structure and even the blinders, you stay focused on that. Keep pouring all of you into it. And we'll see how far we get. Maybe another breath or two here. And if you're on to something, by all means, stay. And then when you're ready, we move, yeah? So from the seat, we're on our way to a downward facing dog. That hasn't changed this year, right? And along the way, what do you need? Right? It might be a child's pose. You're welcome to it now or anytime you need it. If the way to down dog is clear, you're welcome to go. I suspect some of us haven't done down dogs this year, or maybe in a couple weeks. So maybe you take your time, right? On your hands and knees, check in with the wrists. Just rock back and forth and shift side to side. Circle around the hands one way, then the other. How the wrists feel. And if you got a wrist thing, or if you just discovered a wrist thing, then stay longer. Eventually up the arms into the shoulders. You can roll the shoulders one way, roll them the other way, shift one and the other, move them independently, right? Up and down across the shoulder girdle. How's the neck feel? And then, of course, our cat-cow sequence, right? Great way to tune into, wake up, juice up the spine, right? You can always come back to hands and knees if you wanted to use the breath to, right? Arch around the spine, even shift the ribs side to side or circling around one way, then the other, right? There you go. And then when you're ready, right, we set the hands, right, which might mean pulling one back or right, making sure the fingers are pointing in the same direction. Can we spread the fingers wider? Eventually tuck the toes, push the front of the mat away. Work to get the hips as far from the wrists as possible. So at first, as we lift the knees and press back, maybe we're walking the legs out. Big steps, maybe we're swinging the hips around, broad stroke. All to eventually refine. There you go. When you're ready, maybe bend the knees a little bit more, just a touch more, and connect down through the inner hand. Right, so the outer wrist is lighter. Push the front of the mat away. How far from the wrist can you get the hips? Right, so arms straight, shoulders strong, spine long, hips high, head heavy. So let the head go completely if you can. Yeah, let it hang even more. Let the head be even heavier. Even tuck the chin and look to your navel. Right? Stretch the back of the neck and then release the head. So it's hanging even heavier still. There. And then with the knees still bent a little bit, we're pushing the front of the mat away. The spine is long, the hips are high, the head is heavy. And then we're pressing down through the heel. The legs might not go straight yet or at all today. That's cool. Just keep breathing. Take a few more breaths. Use each inhale to push and lengthen, and each exhale to squeeze and press. One more breath like that, full breath in. And complete breath in. And then we'll roll a few times, yeah. Inhaling, coming forward to a high plank. And then waiting for the exhale to slide back. I usually bend my knees first and then push. Press hips back, press heels down, release head, and maybe a few more circles. Inhaling, rolling forward. Exhaling, rolling back. Follow your breath. You can always move double time or extra slow. We're going to go forward again and then back again. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. And then we'll inhale and come on forward. And then from here, as we exhale, we'll take our knees down and we'll take our elbows down. Okay? And then we lift our knees back up. You guys been doing your forearm planks every day for the last couple weeks? Yeah. I did. And push the floor away, draw the front ribs in, grip the leg. The knees can come down anytime, so can the hip. You're welcome to shift forward and back. Drop one hip, then lift it, then the other, and lift that. And go side to side. You can play with that a little bit. There you go. Couple more breaths here, back to center eventually, pushing, pressing through heels, legs strong. One more breath, please. Exhale. On empty, we lower the knees and we lower the hips. And we just crease into the lower back here for maybe a few breaths too. You can rock the hips side to side, shift around the shoulders a little bit, and just feel into the kidney space. Keep breathing. Now you can stay right here for another handful of breaths. Otherwise, we'll pulse a few times. Right, exhale completely. We'll lower elbows wide, lower chest and chin. Hands back under shoulders, roll them. Exhale completely, plug the tail down. As you inhale, pull the mat towards you and then push to lengthen and then lift. And as you exhale, release back down. We'll do that again and again. Inhale, pulling then pushing, lengthen and lift to your height. And as you exhale, you release. One more back bend here. Inhale, lengthening, lifting, be there at full. And this time as you exhale and release, push back knees, tuck toes, lift hips, down, down. One breath there. Full breath in. Complete breath. Soften and look forward. As you inhale, walk or step or hop top of the mat. As you arrive, shift forward, look forward. And as you exhale, fold. And let's just play with this fold for a few breaths as well. You could just hang here, or you could inhale, lift again. You could stay in a half lift and stretch and charge, or fold with each exhale. If you still need to walk or swing or bounce a little bit, you're welcome to it. Exhaling completely every time. One more breath here, full breath in. Complete breath out. It might be nice from here to roll up through the spine. I usually take 2 breaths, knees bent, head heavy, halfway. I exhale, bounce, and then maybe inhale and we keep rolling. At the top, the shoulders roll, the head arrives, the hands run. And it's just deep ujjayi breathing. About as here and about as now as we can get outside. Right? Awareness diffused to every corner of the body. Mind and heart focus on whatever you called it. And again, acknowledging the blessings of not just the good company of those around you, but these ancient teachings, all the teachers that came before. We'll go right into our Surya Namaskar practice, yeah, sun salutation. Top of the mat, we exhale completely. Your inhale, you reach out and up with kneecaps, chest, and chin, palms might touch. And as you exhale, you fold forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to touch down. The inhale is to get the palms flat, so maybe bend the knees more, weight forward, feet back. And as you exhale, you lower either all the way or halfway to the floor. Wherever you go, wait for the inhale to lengthen and lift. And then your exhale is your cue, your guide back to your downward facing dog. One breath here. Full breath in. Complete breath in. Soften, look forward as you inhale, walk, step, or hop. Top of the mat, same inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, fold. Exhale more. And then take your breath to the top. Inhale and rock. Reach, look, fill, up, up, up. And as you exhale, stand tall. Again and again and again, follow your breath. Inhale, up, up, up. Your exhale, you fold forward. Inhale, prepare. So palms flat, weight forward, feet go back. And as you exhale, you lower either all the way or halfway to the inhale to prepare, lengthen, lift. And the exhale guides you back, downward facing. One breath here. All the way out. Soften, look forward as you inhale, walk, step, or hop, top of the mat. As you exhale, fold. And as you inhale, rock. Breath to the top. And as you exhale, stand tall. Again and again, follow your breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, prepare. Feet back, and as you exhale, you lower with control. Lengthen and lift as you inhale. Be there at full. Your exhale guides you back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Your inhale, you travel, walk it up, step up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Take your breath to the top and stretch. Exhale, stand tall. Again, just like that, follow your breath. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Speed of your movement dictated by the length of your breath. All the way through, you make this your own. Turn it up or turn it down. Rest. Charge if you need. One breath down, dog. And then an inhale to travel. Exhales are to fold or to squeeze. Take your breath to the top. Exhale, stand tall. We're just catching waves now. Keep going. One more round. Y'all don't need me. Follow your breath. Back into Tadasana eventually, no rush. Land and breathe. Whatever you're here for is more important than whatever that impulse is asking of you. Call it again. Remember your prayer. Focus on breath. And if after all that you're still itchy, then of course scratch it. And play with the bit down to our legs, our ankles as well. Feet together, my preference. If you want your feet apart, maybe squeeze a block between your thighs. We exhale completely here, but head stays down. As you inhale, stretch the arms out and up. At the top, lace the fingers, turn the palms and press. And as you exhale, we're going to bend our knees, squeeze and sit. Right? A little or more or a lot. And we're going to take a handful of breaths down here. So you can always back off. Right? Inhale might pull you back a little. Exhale, opportunity to squeeze and sit further. Okay. You're also welcome to sit right down to your heels. Wherever you end up, can you lift your chest any amount? Can you stretch your arms a touch? And even take them back a little bit. Exhale completely. One more breath here. All the way empty. As you inhale, push down, breath up. And as you exhale, release your arms. Take a breath right here. And let it go. Challenge balance again. The feet a bit more. Again, head stays down. Inhale, lift the arm. At the top, lace turn press. As you exhale, lift your heel. Go front ribs in, tail plug. Inhale, lift everything. And as you exhale, let's release the arms and the heels. Okay. Do it just like that again. Inhale, arms up. Lace turn and press. Exhale, heels. Inhale, up, up. And if you exhale, all the way back down. Again, up and down, but this time lift the heels and the hands together. Inhale, float, lift, lace, press, stretch. And as you exhale, release heels. Always in choice, you can skip this altogether. Otherwise, we're going to inhale and lift again. Heels and hands, legs and press. And you can stay up here and breathe. And otherwise, with the heels lifted, we're going to bend the knees, maybe squeeze them together, squeeze the block, and sit. Maybe a little, maybe more, maybe right down to your heel. Yes. And the knees go forward, shoulders back overhead. Stretch the arms. And breathe. One more breath here. And exhale now with the heels high. We inhale, squeeze knees, and lift all the way back up. And as you exhale, release the heels and the hands together. You just appreciate a little bit of sweat, heart rate elevated. Come back to ground and center and breath. Just keep flowing here. Top of the mat, exhale completely. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Now from here, we're going to step the left foot back. And take our hands to our block. And our blocks under our shoulder. Right. The blocks are high enough that you can get off that right thigh a little bit, so you can rock and swing and bounce. Refine, wake the right foot up. Maybe scrub that left heel or left foot further back so heel's above toe mounds. Little bounce to it maybe. We're breathing. We'll pulse a few times right here. Just stay with this lunge if you want to lengthen, broaden, deepen. Otherwise, exhale completely right here. As you inhale, hips go low, right knee goes forward, lift chest and chin. And as we exhale, we work the right leg towards straight. Lift the left heel high, wrap the spine, tuck chin in, twice more like that. Inhale, right knee forward, left heel back. Push the hands, lift chest, maybe chin. And as you exhale, push the front mat. Right leg stretches. Tuck the chin. One more time. In. Exhale. Inhale, come on back to center. Hands to the floor. Right foot steps back. And as you exhale, lower all the way or halfway. You're always welcome to go straight to down dog. Blow through, inhale up. And exhaling, we press back, downward facing up. Good, we'll take one breath here. Full breath in. Complete breath. Here we're gonna inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, stay here. Yeah, squeeze. And as you inhale, really push, really lengthen. And as you exhale, we're gonna rock forward and squeeze the knee towards the face. Right? Inhale, up and back again. Sweep the leg up, lift the heel high. And as you exhale, again, rocking forward, knee towards the face. One more time, up and back, inhale. And again, we exhale and squeeze in. This time, look forward, right foot to right thumb. Spin the left heel in this time, angle the toes forward, squaring, lunging. And if you inhale, we're building up that warrior one shape. So upright, the way is clear, you're able to reach and look. Otherwise, take your time. Head, right, left foot connected. Hips are squaring, never quite square. Outer edge, left foot pressing, left leg strong. Tail long, front ribs in. Inhale, lift the ribs, lift the shoulders, lift the arms. Inhale, reach higher. Each exhale, an opportunity to lunge even further. Again, big pulse if you like. Little ripple. As much space as you need. And these last few breaths here, if you wanted to go for it. Exhale. One more breath here. All the way empty. Now, as you inhale, palms together, thumbs center the chest. We lift the back heel and lean forward a couple hops if you need, so you can lift that left leg. And find your bow within your breath. It's all about the wall. The juicy bit is the personality of it. Be boring without the wall. Learn that day. Okay. Take one more breath here. Full breath in. Lead breath out. And then as you inhale, we're going to soften the right knee, sweep the left knee through and up, lift the knee high. And as we exhale, we'll simply replace the foot, release the hand, and leg. Deep Ujjayi breathe. Riding wave. When you're ready, take your time, otherwise exhale right here. And as you inhale, reach. And as you exhale, fold forward. And from here, right foot goes way back. And hands to blocks under shoulder. You take a few moments, right? To grab the foot further back. They're on train track, a tightrope, a little swing, a little bounce to it. And again, you could just stay in this really strong, long stretch. Otherwise, pulse with us. We exhale completely. As you inhale, hips low, push the hands, lift chest and chin. And as you exhale, with the left leg straight, left hip up, head down, heel high. Twice more like that. Inhale, length. Exhale, push back and fold, stretch. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Keep exhaling. Exhale more. And then inhale, come back to center. Hands to the floor, left foot back, either straight to down dog or lower all the way or half. Flow through. We meet back down, we're facing dog. And there's no rush. We'll take a breath, just like that. All the way empty. And on the other side, yeah. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale here. Right? Push the front of the mat away. Inhale, really reach. And as you exhale, left knee towards the face. As you rock forward, squeeze in. Twice more like that. Inhale, sweep and stretch. And as you exhale, rock forward and squeeze. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze in. Look forward. Left foot, left thumb. Right heel spins in. Take your time with the feet. Eventually inhale to go upright. Towards that warrior one. There you go. Same speech I just gave you, and one I've been giving some of you for years. Allow it to be spacious if that's needed. As you refine, the breath becomes more and more central. You feel free to explore further into the lunge, higher up your spine, arm, longer into that right leg. And through it all, a softness in brow, gaze, jaw, judgment. Couple more breaths here. One more. Full breath in. Complete breath in. And when you're ready, inhale, palms together, thumbs to heart, lean forward, lift the back heel, couple hops, lift the right leg. Again, the wobbling is just your personality. What makes you you. What we're here to feel. One more breath in. Full breath in. Deep breath in. And then when you're ready, soften left knee, move the right knee through and up. Have that moment that full float. And as you exhale, release the foot, hands, and legs. It's like, how much drama do you want this year? Pattern it now. If you want to walk through 2026 calm, cool, and collected, do that here. Practice. Steady. Center. Ground. Keep flowing. Yeah. Inhale completely here. Go to empty. You inhale, you reach up. And as you exhale, you fold forward. Prepare with the inhale, palms flat. You could go straight to down dog again anytime. Otherwise, high to low, lower to lift, float through. Move back in a downward facing dog with an exhale. On empty, we'll soften, look forward, and step the right foot to the right thumb. We'll spin the left heel in again, angle square lunge, and as you inhale up towards that warrior one shape. And as you exhale, let's straighten the right leg and take the hands to the hip. Now we do want the hips squared forward, so I usually relocate my left foot. Play with that too. The feet are planted. Hips are square and level, both legs straight and strong. Lengthen the tail. Inhale, lift the front line of the body, roll the shoulders, maybe lift chin, maybe arch a little or a lot. And then keep that length, inhaling to lift and bring it forward as you pull the right hip back, encourage the left hip in, and then when you can, release your hands to block. Right? If the floor is available, go to the floor. But again, maintain the flat feet, the straight, strong legs, even if that means turning the blocks up another height. My right foot tends to roll out too, and you press the right big toe mound down, straighten the right ankle, and then draw that straight up through the right leg. Beautiful. Right hip pulling back and up, left hip rolling in. And I usually do most of these poses in kind of two parts. The first half is halfway lifted, think about feet and legs, and spine and breath. Clearing legs, strengthening spine, refining shape. And towards the end of this, if you're inclined, maybe you endeavor further into the shape. Turn the blocks down, turn them down again. Notice what you compromise at each level. Compromise the breath. Time to bend that knee a little bit. Keep the tail pulled up and back, pelvis tipping forward. Towards the end of it, and the back body, you might want to roll the shoulders forward and really let the head go heavy. Notice how that pulls down to the back body. Legs are away. Spine is energized. Jaw is soft, breath is deep. We'll take a couple more breaths just like this. Again, turning the blocks down anytime. One more breath here. All the way empty. Now, as we inhale, we're going to lengthen, look forward again. From here, we're going to take the left hand across the mat to the block or the floor outside the right foot. And we'll take the right palm flat to the tail. The palm down, elbow points up. You got it. We're pulling the right hip back and lengthening the chest forward. Inhale, pull even longer, push down. And as you exhale, turning to the right. And that might be plenty right there. You can turn the block behind. And we lift the chest any amount. With any of these twists, the more we can roll the shoulder, more space we'll create. You're welcome to reach, you're welcome to look. Encourage to breathe. Take a few more here. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and turn. Again and again. One more breath here. All the way empty. On empty, look down as you inhale. Release both hands to the floor. Step left foot back and then right foot back. And as you exhale, you go your way. Get to down dog or child's pose, lower to lift. You just let the breath guide you. Rush. Maybe another breath, rest, or play. Join us when you're ready. Exhale completely downward facing dog. And then we step the left foot forward, left foot, left foot. Right heel spins in, angle square lunge. Inhale, up, warrior one for a beat. And as you exhale, we're going to straighten the left leg and take our hands to our hips. Pretty sure I almost always reset that back foot so the hips are square now. Feet planted, legs strong. Inhale, lengthen, lift the front body, arch as much as you like, and then lift again. And as you exhale, fold forward. Left hip back, right hip in. When you can, hands to block. Might work through the heights really quickly. Think about the feet, especially that left foot, big toe mountain connected, ankles straight. Then up the legs. At least energize with your attention. Maybe even straight and strong. Left hip pulling back, right hip in. Keep pulling the spine long with the inhale. And as you exhale and squeeze, maybe draw further into the fold. Blocks turn down, they turn down again. If you realize you can't maintain without gripping jaw and holding breath, and back off a little. Towards the end of this, the last few breaths here. I turn the blocks down again. You might start to round the spine, collapsing the chest, letting the head go heavy. Breathe. Feet away, legs strong, spine long, jaw soft. Exhale completely every time. And then one more breath here, full breath in. Complete breath in. Inhale, when you're ready, lengthen forward. And we're going to take the right hand across the body to the block of the floor outside the left foot. It could be inside the foot too. Left palm flat to tail. We're pulling the left hip back and lengthening the chest forward there. Inhale, getting longer. And as you exhale, you're turning to the left. How much can you roll that left shoulder? And you push into the right hand. And then there, exactly. With that right shoulder rolling. Maybe you can roll the rib cage a little bit too. It can be down or out. Sometimes it goes up with that left arm if you like. Well, I think of a few more breaths here. Use each one. And one more breath here. Exhale. Empty, look down. As you inhale, release, both hands to the floor. Step back, and let it be your slow roll. Yeah. You don't have to rush into anything. Flow through, inquire where needed, rest if required. Couple more breaths back around here. Join us when you're ready. Full breath in. Complete breath out, downward facing dog. Now empty, soften, look forward. We're going to step the right foot this time between the hands. Turn the left heel in. Point the toes to the side. As you inhale, open out towards that warrior two shape. But right away, we're going to straighten the right leg. You can release the arms if you like. We're gonna set up for Trikonasana or triangle. As you line my right heel up with my left instep, feet planted, legs strong, ribs lifted, arms shoulders. Then inhale, Utthita, we extend, we reach out the long right leg. At your edge, just release the shoulder. We're tipping, we're turning. The left hand can start, even stay on the hip. And take a moment to extend through both legs, see if the hand comes a bit higher, so the right leg looking straight. We want to encourage the hips forward and lean back a little bit. And if we're able to roll that top shoulder to roll rib cage, then maybe reach up. And ready to look. Again, right hip mountain planted. Both legs and weight. We lean back a little bit. Like behind them. Then turn that left shoulder blade into back body to roll rib cage and amen. Beautiful. Maybe reach, maybe look, definitely breathe. And we'll take a few more. All the way in. All the way out. Again and again. One. Exhale. Now looking down on empty, we'll take the top hand to the hip. We'll look ahead of the right toes and then reach ahead for block or for floor. You might need to hop that left foot in, lift the left leg up. Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. Again, the wobbling is just the way it is. Might be enough just to be. Maybe you can extend through both legs. Maybe you can think about lifting the left heel high and stacking the left hip on top of the right. And stacking left shoulder on top of right shoulder. Pushing down, floating for one more breath. All the way empty. And then looking down, we're going to soften the right knee, release the left foot way back where it was. See if we can't pull ourselves all the way upright. Hands to hip, right toes turning. Right toes in, left toes in. Feet planted, legs awake. Inhale, lift the front line of the body, roll the shoulders, arch and lift. And then keep that lift, and as you exhale, fold forward. And then when you can, release hands to block to the floor. Appreciate the weight just went back behind the heel. Maybe shift the weight forward again. There, I think you feel a little bit wider. The toes turned in slightly. And, right, you've been doing this long enough that you have a sense of right, where everything is in space, maybe. Deep in the body with the breath, you can feel it. What do you need? Again, you can split it into two poses or more, really, but maybe half the time you're strong and long, maybe half lifted, and you get the whole thing sink. And then as it opens up, maybe we fold further and further and further. Pelvic, back body happy. Deep Ujjayi breathing. And take a few more. How about one more breath here? Full breath in. Complete breath in. And as you inhale, let's lift and lengthen forward. And as you exhale, we're going to walk our hands to the top of the mat, to the right foot. As we do that, we'll turn the right toes forward, lift the left heel up, and take the left knee down. Perfect. And then we're going to take both hands up to the right thigh, and maybe square off a little bit. Square them or level. We're gonna turn this into a twist, yeah. Left hand outside right knee, right hand to tail, or palms together, lean forward and hook left elbow outside right knee. Either way, right hip back, chest lifts, inhale, lengthen. And as we exhale, we turn to the left. Just as you are, might be great. If you want to tuck the back toes and lift the left knee, you're welcome to that as well. Balance will be challenged. Maybe look down. Any arm variations? There's an arm balance in here as well. We got a few more breaths here. Use each one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn. Again and again. One more again. Exhale. Now empty, look down. As you inhale, release the twist, both hands to the floor. Step back, step back. And as you exhale, go your way. Straight to down dog. Child's pose. Flow through. If you're resting, you join us when you're ready. Take one more breath down, dog. And exhale. Now empty, soften, look forward. Left foot between them. Right heel in. Inhale, open out towards that warrior two shape, or bring straight the left leg pretty quick. You can release the arms if you need to reset the feet at all. Feet planted, legs strong. Ribs and arms. And as you inhale, reach out along left leg straight. There you go. Then at your edge, just release the shoulder. Right? We're tipping, we're turning. Maybe the top hands to the hip. And then we can lean forward. Hip push forward. We lean back. Breathe. Feet awake. Strong. Think about back. So hips forward and lean back. You lengthen the front line of the body, so we lift the chest and your head. We roll the top. That should roll the rib cage, perfect. Then maintaining all of that. Knee reach straight. We don't lose length of the front line, the lift of the chest, depth of the breath. Up more breath. One. Exhale. Looking down, we're looking ahead of the left foot. Right hand to hip, maybe reach ahead of left foot for block the floor. Drag or hop that right foot and lift the right. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Find yourself in it. All will reveal you. Then lift, snap, maybe breathe. One breath. Number one. All the way down. Looking down, empty. Soften that left knee. Can you reach that right foot way back? If you inhale, pull yourself up, right? Hands to hip. Left toes turn in. You can pick up right where you left off, staying fold, or maybe the arms go behind you this time. Welcome to that as well. Either way, inhale, lift first. Arch as much as you like. Keep the lift. As you exhale, pull it, fold it forward. All the way to empty. Through the same progression, if you like. The arms are behind you. If you find the fold first. And then worry about lengthening, lifting, tipping, releasing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Head, go ahead. Take a couple more breaths. How about one? Exhale. Release the hands from behind you down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Now, as you exhale, we're again walking the hands to the top of the mat. This time, left toes turn forward, right heel lifts up. Knee down, then both hands up to the thigh. Just kind of find your balance and square off a little bit. You could just take the hands to knee and tail, or palms together, lean forward, hook elbow. Find that connection. Left hip pulls back. Lift the front line of the body. Exaggerate the roll of the shoulders. With each exhale, turn to the left. Make a different choice. Miss that. You're always welcome to tuck the toes and lift the knee. Maybe open the arm. Balance on. Inhale to lengthen. Each exhale, turn. Few more here. One. Exhale. On an empty, look down as you inhale, release both hands, lift the right knee, step the left foot back. Again, you're welcome to go straight to down dog or child's pose. Maybe you flow through. Follow your breath. Meet in the down dog. One breath there. Full breath in. Lead breath in. Vashisthasana on the right side. So the right hand goes a bit further forward. Either right knee down below hip or outer edge of right foot. You're stacking feet and hips and shoulders. Maybe reaching up, maybe looking up. Whatever your version of this needs to be this morning. Take a few breaths here. You got it. Come on. One more. On empty, look down as you inhale. Come through a high plank. To go to the other side. Plant the left hand, either left knee or outer edge left foot. Stack and stack. Maybe reach, maybe lift. Definitely breathing. Maybe lift the hips high. You got it. Couple more breaths. One. Exhale, looking down as you inhale back to a high plank. From here, as we exhale, we'll lower all the way to the floor, and you can drop the knees first if you like. And we land. We'll go right into it. Take the arms long beside him. Chin or forehead to center. Feet together, for now at least. Maybe lace the fingers together at your feet if you like, otherwise hands to the floor. Roll the shoulders, plug the tail down, exhale. And as you inhale, we're lifting the chest and maybe the legs too. There you go. Breathing right here. Right, the fingers are laced. Maybe the hands float a little bit off feet. Reach knuckles for heels and keep breathing. A handful of breaths up here, so maybe a few more. One. Exhale and release all the way back down. Maybe turn a cheek. Release the hands and the shoulder. Heels fall apart. Might be nice. Rock the hip side to side a little bit. Maybe turn the other cheek. From here, real simple, we're going to flip over. Mindful of neighbor and water bottle. Turn over onto our back. And once you're right on your back, how about we plant our feet, bend knees, feet flat. Just take a moment to acclimatize to being back here. Deep Ujjayi breathing as we consider our back bending practice. I'm a big fan of 3 rounds. Yeah. Be the same thing each round. You might progress through in one direction or the other from our low bridge, with or without support. Eventually, maybe into an upward facing bow, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Any of all of that. When you're ready, plant your feet, maybe heels a bit closer to seat, head straight, arms beside you. The hands want to gravitate up by the ears to lift all the way up, you're welcome to. Otherwise, push to feet and shoulders and lift your hips. And as you lift, maybe you can gather the shoulders further underneath you. And that might even help you lace your fingers together, which will help you wrap your shoulders even further. And you get higher up onto your shoulder. Push into feet, squeeze feet, hips higher still. Chest to chin, chin away from chest. Beautiful. And breathe. Wake the feet up every once in a while. Keep softening the jaw as well. There. And you can stay all the way through, especially if you're on a block. Otherwise, you might lower back down. Take a beat or two to reset. Again, you can lift to the same thing again. Maybe this time the hands plant by the ears, or maybe this time you add the block under your sacrum. Don't wait too long. When you're ready, push down, lift again. There you go. You're adding the block. There's at least 3 different heights. You start stacking blocks, you come up with more. Either way, take your time, find your spot. Keep deepening your breath. And I'm going to call that 2 rounds. You might want to lower to lift again, or maybe you just stay. Always, you're welcome to turn it up, back off. As long as it's within the breath, right? Wow, like the feet. Breath or two, or as many as you like, really. What do I know? When you're ready, release and lower all the way back down. You're pretty sure that you're complete with all that. Maybe the feet just go out a little bit and the knees trend in a touch. Find that sweet spot where the lower back can relieve. Just feel it all. You came on purpose with purpose. You're kind of in that home stretch now. So as I keep offering stuff, you're listening, you know. Get what you need in. I'm going to start calling for your inversion practice. That's you getting your legs up in the air. If you need a reset first, you might squeeze knees to chest. You might wipe knees side to side. An option might be to stay in the twist. Otherwise, the legs are going up, yeah? It could just be the leg. Okay? At your mat with a block or a bolster under your hips. You go to the wall, put your legs up the wall. You're always welcome to spin around, stand on your head. Otherwise, maybe your shoulder stand is right here. You end up in some kind of inversion. My encouragement will almost always be to stay long. Now, this might have already been longer. Maybe you're just getting started. Bring the shoulders down, chin away from chest, chest towards chin. Wrap shoulders, lift hips and heel. And breathe. Headstand evolves into child's pose. It's just the legs that went up. You can stay. And eventually, shoulders down. Shifts towards Halasana Uttanasana, so toes to the floor above you. Feet stay in the air. Your hands on your back. The toes touch down. Maybe you release your hand. Chin away from chest, chest towards chin. At least a few breaths. Done with the plow pose. Don't let me rush you. You're going to roll through the counter shape, which we like to call Matsyasana or fish. Whether you're in shoulder stand or not, like this, the arms underneath you, the shoulders underneath you as well. The feet stays down, we push into elbows to lift the chest and the head up, and the head goes back. We save the elbows, but we get to open the chest and the throat. Breathe. When you're done with that, and pushing the elbows and carefully release the head. And lower back down flat. Release the arm. What if we plant the feet again? So feet flat. Might even squeeze knees to chest for a moment. I'm going to invite you to roll to the right and then come around and up and sit with me for a few minutes and focus on the breathing. Comfortable seat. We dropped into our friend's yoga retreat while we were away. And we were in the back of the room, there's 30 students there, and they were all sitting on one block. I just wanted to go around and say, one block. So much better. I know, that was not my place. Tell them, yeah, make yourself comfortable. Feel supported. We've done our best to shift everything into balance. Woke that up, settled that down, cleared, strengthened. Just take, I don't know, maybe a dozen long, smooth, deep Ujjayi breath. Focus as much on the spaces in between, the float at full and the coast at empty, as we are on the inhale and the exhale. Not just affecting the breath, the respiratory system. We're also getting involved in circulation, feeding more and more oxygen to the blood, clearing more and more. The exhales be one of the better ways to detox, clearing, as everything cycles back. The physical channels are clear, lubricated even. Making an ideal system for prana, energy to flow, vitalizing not just the physical level, subtle channels as well. And if you played along at home, the mind has been following the breath. And has forgotten about all the other games it played. And here we are. Ground grounded, balanced, centered, clear, vital, present. What did you call? Call it again. Eventually realize that the answer, return call, is coming from within. Maybe another breath or two. More if you need. And when you're ready, take at least a handful of minutes to lie back in Shavasana. Whatever layer on or support under the feet wide enough to release hip, hands in that sweet spot to release shoulder. The hips and the shoulders heavy, you can release the head, melt the spine. Let the jaw go. Release the breath control. Float free. All right, now we're on. When you're ready, come back to breath. Back to movement. Wiggle and roll, shift. Wiggle some more. It might be nice to reach the arms overhead and with an inhale, that stretch, but and let go. Plant feet, maybe squeeze knees, rock and roll, maybe roll to the right. And when you're ready, come around and up and join us in a seat. And there's all sorts of cycles that we could follow out there. The Gregorian calendar is probably one of the least interesting. Okay to play with that one too. Eventually, you kind of transcend all of them. At least for a moment. Have an experience of being free from it all. Unaffected by tide or season, or emotion or thought. Or whatever else you call them. We close with gratitude, yeah. You're welcome to join us. Maybe hands together, thumbs center the chest. I'm grateful for any of it or all of it. Me, still especially grateful for y'all. Until next time, thank you. No rush. Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Zoom. Still with us. Nice to see you. See you again.